Speaking at a media briefing following this morning's meeting, which lasted nearly an hour and a half, Jagdeo told reporters that while they were hoping government would have withdrawn the legal proceedings filed, the head of state indicated that the coalition will continue to pursue the legal route as a remedy to the situation.
This legal remedy could take forever. That it could take maybe a year, and what happens in the meantime? We would have defeated, first of all, the purpose of the Constitution, the intent of 106 and 107. That's one. And what if at the end of the year the court rules in our favor? Or at the end of 2 years, the court says, yes, it was validly upheld. You don't get the timeline back. So we made it clear that this legal situation, we don't support it, but that's a reality. The government has said it will pursue it.
Against this backdrop, Jagdeo disclosed he suggested that the court be approached to expedite these matters.
That is one thing that I think we agreed on, that some approach could be made to the court jointly or through a public statement to have this matter expeditiously determined, since the government has insisted that it is going to pursue this remedy. It will not withdraw. So I expect if the courts see that, and they know this is a constitutional matter, and given what is happening in the region, we have had the CCJ meet over a weekend to resolve an issue. And you know, in several matters, we can deal with this issue continuously. This is not just an ordinary matter. This is a question of the Constitution, and also that a timeline imposed by the Constitution is ticking. And so the urgency that we're pushing for must have dawned, the need for that urgency must have dawned on the court themselves, that they have to deal with it expeditiously. And now they're getting the government and opposition saying, we want you to hear this expeditiously, continuously, expeditiously, get the hearing so we can move it and get that out of the way.
For Wednesday's highly anticipated meeting held at the Ministry of the Presidency, Jagdeo led the opposition's delegation, which included some of PPP's top-ranking members, most of whom are contending for the party's position of presidential candidate. These include Anil Nandlal, Frank Anthony, Gail Teixeira, and Irfan Ali, along with Juan Ejil, Pauline Sakai, and Odinga Lumumba. Meanwhile, the government's team, led by President Granger, included Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu, Government Chief Whip Amna Ali, Minister of State Joseph Harmon, Attorney General and Legal Affairs Minister Basil Williams, Foreign Affairs Minister Carl Greenidge, Natural Resources Minister Raffle Trotman, and Public Security Minister Kemraj Ramjatan. According to the opposition leader, during the meeting, the two sides had consensus on most of the issues on the agenda, while sharing the view that strong and mature actions from both the government and opposition is important to ensure the Constitution is respected and that confidence is given to the public about the country's future.
I share the President's view that it was a good meeting and that both sides shared the view that we want stability in our country. We want stability in our country. We don't want our country to go into a constitutional crisis. The President said he doesn't want Guyana to be seen as a failed state. He used the word failed state. We don't want this, because if we go past the constitutional deadline, that is where we're headed. And so we don't want that. We're glad that we had the meeting, although late, and we'll continue to work hopefully together to overcome some of these issues.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manekchand.